Hey guys, you're watching Trash Bashing with Jack of Spades. Thank you all for clicking on the video. I hope you guys like it. My Dune inspired build is nearing completion. All I gotta do is add a few rivets here and there and start hitting it with some primer and get it painted. But before we get to that, I'm going to point out a few things that I did to it differently than in my last video. In my last video, these pieces here were coming straight down and there was no joint in between. They were just telescoping out of these dark tubes here, and it just didn't look right. So I wanted to go ahead and do something about that, and I think I was successful at it. I like the position that it's in. I think it's pretty cool. These are ball joints, but they kept falling out, so I just made it permanent by super gluing everything together. Any of the messy super glue that you see is not concerning me at all, not one bit, because this is going to be out on the desert terrain and it's going to have sand on it. So believe me, I'm going to be pouring sand piles all over this thing to give it that effect that it's out in the desert. So yeah, glue is not really going to be bugging me that much. So I also added some little black plastic nubs that I got from this sheet right here. It has all these nubs on it. And I went and sliced them off, as you can see. I just sliced them off with a box cutter. And I glued them on, creating these little treads. Now, originally I was going to just put a whole bunch of them, but then I decided to get a little creative with it, and I put 4 on the bottom, as you can see, 4 on the bottom here, and they're like in a cross pattern, 4 points pattern like that. And I did the same thing on the top. I put them in a cross pattern on the top as well, only I did not line them up with the ones on the bottom, and I did that intentionally so that it has this triangular pattern look to it from the side view. As you can see, it has like 1, 2, 3, like a triangle. 1, 2, 3. See that? And as you turn it, oh, I lost one here. I gotta find it and glue it back. But it'll have that triangular pattern. Where is that? I just had it too. I was wondering where it came from. But anyway, that's no big deal. I'll just glue another one on there. So I went and did that. What's missing now is rivets. I want to put rivets in between each of these here. These big ones here are going to have a rivet in between each. And I want to put a strip of rivets around the top here. Possibly some rivets on this joint here to make it look more mechanical. And I'm going to throw some rivets here and there across the build, in different areas. And I got to address some things over here as well on these treads here. I got to address that. In my last video, this was still open. I went and closed it off with a little plastic panel. So that's already all done. Possibly throwing a couple of things in here in these little corners here to complete it. And I think that'll be all I'll do to it. I don't think I'll be adding anything else to it. I also went and created this little window frame using a plastic ring that I mushed into an oval shape, and I just glued it on. And that worked out really well because it hid all the uglies that were behind that. I also added some lighting to the interior. Now, in my last video, I said I was going to put this on the ceiling of this little cabin, like up here somewhere, but I didn't think that was going to work out too well. So for it to be on the ceiling, I'd rather just put it in here, and this touches the ceiling. So it's kind of like it is on the ceiling, even though it's not. And all I did for this was add a tea light. I modified a tea light. Now tea lights, when you take them apart, you got to be careful because the little switch is being held by that top piece that goes over it that looks like a candle. And once you pop that out, you have to find some way to hold it in place. And I just took a little strip of plastic that I snipped away and bent and glued it right over it, and it works. As you can see, it works and it doesn't pop out of place. And the battery can still be changed, which is great. And then I just snipped away like a little portion of it right here to make it fit. And around it, I put little pieces of plastic so it has like it's nestled in there, you know. It's not really going anywhere. Once the lid goes on, it just stays in place. It doesn't go anywhere. So there you have it. We got some lighting. Oh, and before I forget, I also put a little light up here, kind of like one of those red lights to warn the aircraft that are nearby the harvesting site to keep away from it so that they don't crash into it and have an accident. The only thing is you got to tap on it for it to turn on. I'm going to see if I can work on that and add a switch to that. But yeah, we got this little safety light up here. A little air traffic light. And this project is almost done. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'll come back with another video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. I always appreciate any feedback I can get from you guys. Yeah, I got to work on this and like do some adjusting on this. It's a little flimsy, this thing here, so I'm going to see what I can do about that as well. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys, and don't forget to show your support by following my Facebook page or subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, and catch me on the next video.